Good morning, everybody. Want to give honor to God for just being who He is and all that He does. Just want to say thank you. Welcome back to another episode of A Choice Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Truly appreciate the support. Ask that you would continue to like and share. Follow our YouTube channel. Same name, Gillies, Me versus Gummy. Follow us on all social media platforms. We greatly appreciate it. This is our 6th episode, and we'll be talking about division, being divided. And I'm going to probably do a series on this because I can't get it all in just a 10-minute window, especially when you're talking about the division, not of only the world, but of black people in general. And I know touching on this subject is a very touchy subject. Some people are going to agree with it. Some people are not. And you have a choice too, but that's on you. But, it's sad where we're at today and why we're here. It's because of the choices that a lot of us have made. We forget what our ancestors went through, the struggle that they did. And if we do remember, we don't show it every day or in our ways and our actions. Somewhere along the line, our young people have missed the mark, and it's not their fault. We should be to blame. I'm considering myself one of those because I'm at the age of 50 and I should be passing wisdom down, not only to my children, which I have, so they're okay, but I'm talking about others in the community. I have done my best when I come around some young people that do want the advice. I give it to them. But nowadays, you can't talk to people. You can't reprimand the children. You can't tell them about anything because there's a problem. They feel they know it all. They want to fight you. They want to kill you out. It was a situation a few years ago. This is a true story. There were some kids in the pool playing. I guess it got too rough, and one of the kids told their mother. Well, the mother went and found out where the other parent lived and went to her house to address her and ask her to talk to her child. Well, unfortunately, the lady told her to stand right there, and she walked further back in her house, came out. Some of us heard, some of us saw her shoot this lady. Now, this lady made a choice to shoot somebody who was only coming to tell her about her son so she can go ahead and correct his behavior. But because she felt that she was being violated or that somebody was coming at her the wrong way, she decided to shoot this lady. So now, not only did the choice she make affect her life, where she's not going to be around her son anymore, but now she messed up this lady who has a bullet in her and fighting for her life. So it's sad that when things like this go on, we don't truly understand the ramifications of our actions and how they can affect people. So a lot of people don't want to talk to young people, but then that choice that they're making not to is also dividing us even more. So we need to learn to go ahead and do things the correct way to uplift our community and our young people. They're lost. They have no sense of direction. And it's not all. I'm not going to say all, because there's some young people doing some great things in this world, and I applaud them. But as young people doing these great things, reach back out to the younger people, your friends and stuff, and let them know that there is a better way to do things, and you're the living example. For me to say something to them, they're looking at me like, oh man, you don't know what we've been through. Things are different now. No, things are not really different. There were women, unfortunately, getting kidnapped in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. There were people getting killed in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. There were people selling drugs in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and so on, and so on, and so on. But the difference is, even though they knew they was doing wrong, they did it with a little decor and decorum. It wasn't about trying to be the toughest person on the block, and we didn't walk around with our pants hanging down, and we didn't start cussing in front of old people. And if older person wanted to sit down or something, we would get up, open the door for them. You don't see stuff like that nowadays. And it's sad. It hurts me because we are so much better than that. If you see my shirt, it says Black King because we are kings. We are queens. But if we don't act like that and we act a different way, how can we claim to be that? I've never seen a king walk around pants hanging down. I've never seen a true queen. I'm not going to say what I want to say in that, and I'm making a choice not to because I don't want to offend my sisters. I only want to big up my sisters and stuff like that. And for a man, I can give you my perspective, but that's a woman's job to actually educate and school another woman. I can, talk to my daughter, but there was only so many things I can teach her, and it was her mother's job to do the rest because I can't teach her how to be a woman. So I'm not going to touch on that subject, but I know we're divided. We're divided by choices that we make. We're divided by the final decisions that we make. But it shouldn't be that way. Back in the day, it took a community to raise a child. There wasn't no division. If you were down the street doing something you ain't had no business doing, where you got a behind cutting in, and when you got home for somebody else having to do it, then you got a behind cutting again. And that's just the way it was. It wasn't nothing wrong with that. It actually kept a lot of us out of trouble on the straight path. Of course, some of us strayed. I was one of them because I just didn't listen or didn't like authority. And it was wrong with me, but I saw the love. I saw how people cared. And as I got older, I really understood that they were only trying to help and correct my actions. Now, there'll be some people who get it. There'll be some people who don't. So you have to make a choice to try to help the ones that really want it, to try to steer the ones in the right direction, to try to make a choice to show love to them, to not look down on them in their situations. And when I bring up the baggy pants and hanging off the butt and, things like that, don't think I'm degrading you. What I'm telling you is that you're more than that. So act accordingly. When we're divided, then how can we be as strong as we're meant to be? There are individuals who are going on and doing, great things in life, and that's awesome. But there's a lot of people that have become successful that still reach back out to their communities, and that's awesome. But we need to make a more conscious effort to get to our youth, because that's where the trends are set, and that's where change will actually come. So this is a touching subject. There's so many different ways that we're divided that I wouldn't care whether we're divided by different neighborhoods where you grew up in, different streets. We're all the same, just trying to struggle to make it. But so many things have set in to derail us and keep us from our full purpose. But it all change starts with one simple thing. Well, I'm lying. It starts with two simple things. Number one, it starts with God, because He has to awaken your mind. He has to help you get into that mind state where you're ready to make a positive change. And two, it all starts with a choice also. You have to choose to be better than you were yesterday. You have to choose to pull your pants up. And that's what a belt was made for. You have to choose if you're going to be nice to somebody, or if you're going to just have no regard for them whatsoever. You have a choice. It's all up to you. Remember, God gets all the glory for being who He is. And He wants you to be what He designed and created you to be. And that's a great person. You have it in you. Just make the right choice. Don't be divided. Know that this is still all part of God's plan. And I'm showing that I'm not divided because I love all my brothers, all my sisters. I just want us to be better and greater. I love white people too. Don't think that I'm excluding you. But right now, I'm just exclusively speaking about the division within my people. And I'm going to do a series because there's more division than just that. I want to thank everybody for going along with the podcast. Thank you, God. And this was Being Divided, Divisions, Part 1. We will have another episode. Thank you. See you soon. Peace.